tonight we're going to talk about some acts of kindness from our police department, and we call it Above and Beyond. If I could call our good chief, Raul Quesada, here, who's going to tell a little story about Officer Angelica Mejia and her man Alvarez, about going above and beyond and acts of kindness in our community. Good having you here. Chief?
Well, good evening. Just want to share a little story of why we're recognizing these two outstanding officers here. During the late evening hours of February 2nd of this year, Officer Angelica Mejia and Officer Alvarez were dispatched to check the welfare of a 90-year-old woman living in a home with numerous other subjects. Shortly after arriving, Officer Mejia learned that the elderly lady was named Ms. Garcia, and she rented a room at the house. Ms. Garcia was not related to nor close friends with any of the other tenants. In addition, Ms. Garcia said she did not have any children or relatives who could respond to assist her. Ms. Garcia's room was dirty and unkempt with trash strewn about the floor. She had a small refrigerator inside her room, which contained a limited amount of food. Ms. Garcia said she had been eating bananas for the past several days since this was the only food that was available to her. Although elderly and frail, Officer Mejia said Ms. Garcia was feisty, determined, and set in her ways. During her visit, Officer Mejia noticed one of the stove burners was on. When asked about this, Ms. Garcia said she had planned to make some hot cereal and had forgotten to turn off the burner. Realizing Ms. Garcia was in need, Officer Mejia made her a bowl of hot cereal. As soon as the pot was removed from the burner, Ms. Garcia began to eat directly from it without letting this hot cereal cool. It was obvious to Officer Mejia that Ms. Garcia was extremely hungry and probably had not eaten that day. Determined to provide some assistance, Officer Mejia and Officer Alvarez cleaned Ms. Garcia's room, resulting in the collection of 3 trash bags. In addition, these officers accumulated and washed all of the dirty dishes and glasses within Ms. Garcia's room. During this time, the officers collected 4 bags of dirty clothing. Even the clothes Ms. Garcia was wearing appeared to be dirty and looked as if they had not been washed in months. While Officer Mejia helped Ms. Garcia change into clean clothes, Officer Alvarez arranged for her dirty laundry to be cleaned. The officers transported the dirty clothing into the police station, our detention facility, where our staff there assisted with the cleaning, drying, and folding of Ms. Garcia's garments. Hours later, Officer Mejia delivered the freshly laundered clothing to a very appreciative Ms. Garcia. The actions of these officers are examples that many of our police officers and our professional staff routinely perform without fanfare or recognition. Officer Mejia and Alvarez are commended for going above and beyond their normal call of duty. The care and compassion they showed to an elderly woman who was in need of some tender, loving care makes us all proud. The Anaheim Police Department and the citizens of Anaheim are extremely lucky to have these officers protecting and serving them. Thank you very much for your work.
And thank you, Chief, for sharing that with us, because that's the type of story that would normally just go undetected. And it is above and beyond. There's nowhere in the job description that says anything like that, but something in your heart, kindness to an elderly woman, prompt you to do such a kind thing. So very proud, and this entire City Council is very proud. Entire City of Anaheim is very proud of can't seem like a small act of kindness, but I can tell you it wasn't a small act to Ms. Garcia that day. So, Officer Mejia, on behalf of the entire City Council, I'd like to present you with this proclamation, and thank you for your service to our city. And Officer Alvarez, also on behalf of the entire City Council and the people of Anaheim, I want to thank you for your service to our city and for the kindness you've shown that day to Ms. Garcia. Thank you so much.